I don't see her yet. There we go. She's on. Thank you, Talaba.
No problem. I'm on.
Okay. All right, Miss So, you are ready to go, and I'm going to share the agenda again.
Okay, good morning, or not good morning, but good evening, everyone. I apologize. I am on the road right now, and so we'll go ahead and get the meeting started. Nadine, if you could share the
Oops,
screen. Okay.
that's the wrong one. Hold on. Let me get back on it. Okay.
Okay. Yate, this is Veronica. So the president to Dream Dine Governing Council. And Nadine, if you want to scroll your agenda up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm on the agenda now.
Okay, good evening. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order at 5:53 or 6:53. Um, I'm an hour behind here, so I'm going down to B roll call. So at this time, Miss Nadine, since we do not have a secretary, if you could do the roll call.
Okay, no problem. Veronica So, are you here?
Mrs. So's present.
Thank you. We have a vacancy for vice president. We have a vacancy for secretary and a vacancy for another member. And Talaba Begay, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. For staff, Nadine Chatto, I am here. Miss Archuleta, Charlotte Archuleta, finance manager, are you here? She is not present. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Nadine, for conducting the roll call. And I know that we do have two board members that are present and on the call, and which will actually constitute a quorum since we are lacking three other board members. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and go down to C, opening comments. Do I have either administrator or the other board member, Talaba, if you have any opening comments?
Good evening, everybody. Yes, I am also, I just wanted to share that I just messaged the group, but I'm also on the road. I'm on my way home from Gallup, but I just wanted to say, I hope we're able to have a good meeting. That's all I wanted to share and just kind of just start it in a positive way.
I had Shadeja without a opening comments in. With that being said, we'll go ahead and proceed with our agenda to item D, approval of agenda. So, Ms. Nady, if you could read the agenda in for the record. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I'm going to go back to the mission statement. I'm going to read the mission statement. Our mission, Dream Dine, is a place-based elementary school where the Dine language, Dine Navajo culture, language, and history are the foundation of an experiential curriculum. Through a dual language program, we will nurture strong, compassionate, bilingual young people who are committed to their personal and community health, wellness, relationships, and progress. the agenda. A, call meeting to order. B, roll call. A, governing council members, Veronica So, president. 2, vacancy vice president. 3, vacant secretary. 4, vacant member. 5, Talaba Begay member. B, staff. 1, Nadine Chado, head administrator. 2, Charlotte Archuleta, finance manager. C, opening comments. D, approval of agenda. E, approval of minutes. A, DD, special meeting 11/18/24. B, DD, regular GC meeting 11/25/24. F, public comments. Limit time to 3 minutes. G, discussion and possible action items. A, governing council, also known as GC. 1, acknowledgement of membership resignations. D, Allen. D, Fernandez. V, Kirk. Number 2, K, Johnson, new membership. 3, V, So, renew membership. B, list of annual compliance requirements and performance framework and annual report. H, next governing council meeting, December 16th, 2024. I, closing comments. J, adjournment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nadine, for reading the agenda into the record. So at this time, board member, what is the pleasure of the board member approving the agenda as read? At this time, I will go ahead and motion to approve the agenda as read with no amendments or no modifications. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, with that being said, if there's no modifications with the agenda, we'll go ahead and call for the vote. Ms. Talaba, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. And Mrs. So will vote in favor. So we have two governing board members approving the agenda as read with no amendments, 0 abstention or 0 opposed, 0 abstention. So motion carried with 2-0-0. Thank you. So going down to E, approval of the minutes, we have under A, Dream Dine special board meeting that was held on November 18th, 2024. And I believe that these minutes are in our Google Drive. I'm not too sure, Halaba, if you are able to read the minutes for this month. We had 2 meetings. So I haven't gotten a chance to read the minutes yet. So my recommendation is just to defer the meeting minutes to our regular board meeting.
Yes, I agree. I went over partial of it, but I haven't went over it completely. So I agree. We should just move it to the regular meeting.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gay. So I'll go ahead and motion to defer the special meeting that was held on November 18th, and then also the regular governing council meeting that was held on November 25th to the December 16th meeting. So I motion that. Do I hear a second?
I will second that.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Begay. With that, if there's no comments or questions relating to the meeting minutes, then I'll go ahead and call for the vote. Mrs. So votes in favor. Ms. Begay, how do you vote?
I vote in favor.
Okay, thank you. That we have 2 governing board members in favor of deferring the 2 meeting minutes to the December 16th meeting. 0 opposed and 0 abstention. So motion carries with 2-0-0. So thank you. Moving down to F, public comment. I didn't receive any public comments, but let me check the chat. I don't see anything in our chat box. So, Ms. Nadine, did you get a request from anyone for the public comments?
I did not, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. With that, we'll go ahead and move on to G, discussion and possible action item. So under A, we have the governing council. Number 1, acknowledgement of membership resignations of Danielia Allen, Donna Fernandez, and Virginia Kirk. So at this time, I'll go ahead and give the floor to Ms. Nadine.
Okay, we had 3 resignations. Miss Allen, Miss Fernandez, and Miss Kirk submitted resignations on March 26th, 2024. And they were all submitted to the Public Education Department or the Public Charter Division. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nadine. My question is, do we need to do an action item on the 3 individuals that resign?
I don't believe so. The resignation is not up for approval. It just gets submitted back to the Public Charter Division. And we were supposed to do that within 30 days of them resigning. So that's already been submitted, and their letters have also been submitted as well. So we're just acknowledging it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Begay, do you have any questions or comments and in reference to the membership resignation? I'm sorry, Ms. Begay, you kind of broke out.
I don't.
Okay. Oh, I can hear you now. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Thank you. So as indicated by Ms. Nadine, indicating that this is just an acknowledgement of the membership resignations from the 3 individuals. So no action items, but there was a submission of documents that were submitted to the PED department. So just for the information. So with that, we move on to number 2, Kay Johnson, new membership, and that would be Clippy Johnson. And I believe he is on the call. So I do know that Mr. Johnson did submit his letter of interest and then also his resume here a couple months ago. So at this time, I would go ahead and give the floor to Ms. Nadine to update us on the new membership. Ms. Nadine?
Okay, so Kirby Johnson has submitted his resume, his letter of interest and his resume, and then he did participate in 2 of the meetings as a guest. I believe it was in November's meeting and October's meeting. We had held off on bringing anybody on board, but at this point, we only have 2 members. And so with his interest, we would like to have him back as a member with Dream Dine Charter School. Thank you.
Okay. If I may say something,
Ms. Talaba, go ahead. You can proceed.
Okay. I know I didn't really read into a lot of what Donna had shared, but I know there was an issue prior to Mr. Johnson coming on board, and I know we are in dire need of board members, but I know she did, I know it was something in the lines of, she did mention that he was already a president for one of the local schools for so it would I don't remember the exact words it was, but it would I guess like interfere, guess trying to look for the words to say here. There was that she did mention that, so I want to ask more on that part, she did explain more. I need to go back into my emails and our messages and kind of just see where that was at, and I just want to make sure we're just doing this correctly and being able to have him come on. That was my only thing, was what Donna had made that point of being a charter school and having that he was already serving as a president in another local school.
Okay, I should have Ms. Begay for the question and the comment and the concern. So at this time, Ms. Nadine, I don't know if you have the guidelines and protocols for under the Public Education Commission for membership in reference to what Ms. Talaba is questioning, as far as in Mr. Kirby Johnson serving on another school board. So if you can enlighten us on that.
Yes, Mr. Johnson is serving with the Northern Tribally Controlled Schools, but he is not locally a part of that membership. He is a part of the membership with Quintil Aztec, and it is a tribally controlled school. It's not a public school. So we did get confirmation on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Nadine. Talaba, were you able to hear that? The response from Miss Nadine in reference to the protocols on membership for Mr. Johnson?
Yes, I heard the response.
Okay, so with that, we are lacking governing council members. As of today, we have 2 official governing council members that are representing Dream Dine. So we do have an interest from Mr. Johnson, and I'd like to go ahead and go back to the board on how we're going to proceed with adding Mr. Johnson as a new member of the governing council.
I have another question.
Yes, you may proceed, Ms. Begay.
Okay. How are we advertising for I guess board? I mean, I know we have two so far that have inquired about board membership or council membership, and I was just wondering how we're advertising for additional memberships, and if that's something that Nadine or has also advertised, or yourself. And I have mentioned it a few to others, but I just wanted to see if there was an advertisement, being that we lost 3 members so vividly. So I just kind of want to just follow up on that, being that we only have 2 submitted interests.
Thank you, Ms. Begay, for the question. I do know that Mr. Johnson did have an interest a couple months ago. And the way it was advertised was just by word of mouth. And as far as the recruitment for additional members, I guess that will really go back to Ms. Nadine Nadine, how were you able to reach out to potential candidates or potential governing council members?
Yes, Madam Chair, we also advertised through word of mouth. We just let everybody know that this is what was happening. And with the three that had resigned, the four that had resigned, it was a quick turnaround. So we weren't able to do a lot of advertising, but we also had asked several members within the community if they would like to join our school. So we're looking more at people within the community. We're not looking really for anybody outside the community because majority of our kids come from the Shiprock area. So that's what we've been doing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nadine, for that. Is it okay if I share some words again? So,
I'm sorry, again?
oh no, I said, yeah, Nadine, I said, if I may share some words, Miss So.
Thank you, Nadine, for the comment. And Mr. Gay, you may proceed with your additional comments or questions. Ms. Begay, are you still there? Ms. Begay? I think we might have lost her. Ms. Begay?
Yes, Madam Chair, we did lose her.
Okay, so she did indicate she was on the road, so let's give her a few minutes.
I know we had discussed this before to where we were trying to see if that the other members could come on that could add to the council and be able to share their insights and help as far as with the school. And then also another question I have for Nadine is do we have any parent interest that want to serve on the board as well? Because I know that's something we need to add.
Ms. Chado, if you want to go ahead and respond to Ms. Begay. Ms. Begay or Ms. Chado, are you still on the call?
You're muted.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yes, we have a couple of parents who are interested, but they're a little hesitant right now. They want to know a little bit more about what the board is about. We do have a vacancy for a parent to come on as a board member. So that's still up in the air, and we are meeting with the HPAC tomorrow. So hopefully by then we'll have maybe an interest, somebody who's interested in being on the board. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Talaba. Did you hear Ms. Chado?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so at this time, I'd like to go back to item 2, Kay Johnson, new membership to the Dream Dine Governing Board. So, Mrs. So motions to go ahead and accept the candidate for a new membership for Kirby Johnson to serve on the Dream Dine Governing Board. Do I hear a second? Second call. Do I hear a second?
Madam Chair, I think we lost her.
Um, okay, she is on. Oh, we did lose her.
Yeah. Uh, um,
So I guess at this time we hold on her. Is she
Hello?
back on the call? Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yes.
There is a motion on the floor.
Okay.
There is a motion on the floor to accept the candidate for Kevin Johnson or Kirby Johnson to serve as a governing council member for Green Bennett. Do I hear a second?
Okay. I'll second that.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Talaba, for seconding the motion. If there's no other questions or comments relating to the membership for Mr. Johnson, we'll go ahead and call for the vote. Mrs. So, how do you vote? Mrs. So votes in favor. Ms. Talaba Begay, how do you vote?
Just I'll call.
Okay, thank you. With that, we have two Dream Dine Governing Board members approving the new membership for Kirby Johnson to serve on the Governing Council for Dream Dine with 0 opposition, 0 abstentions. So motion carries with 2-0-0. Thank you and congratulations, Mr. Johnson, for being a new member of the Dream Dine charter school. So to be official, I guess we can go ahead and have you, I guess, continue or have you, we can accept your vote and as of right now, as of, today. So we can do that.
Okay,
So,
thank you very much.
oh, going down to number 3, VSO renew membership. I just wanted to let you know that I do not have my letter of continuation of interest to serve on the governing board today. I will have the letter submitted, and if we may just defer this to next month so I can come up with my letter of interest. So I would just recommend to go ahead and renew my membership to next month. And I do have till the end of this month to serve. And then next month I'll be able to provide my membership. So Rashid Alban Tokes, the 2 board members.
I'm okay with renewing your membership as of right now, so we can just get the board and the school moving forward.
Okay, I can have Mr. Johnson, Talaba. Do you have any comments or anything?
Oh, I know you wanted to submit your letter of interest again. So either way, we can have I guess approve your term again for serving now. I don't know if that's possible, or if we can just if not, then I motion to defer that to next month's meeting.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you for the motion by Mr. Gay and to defer till next month. Upon submitting my letter of interest to continue as my membership, and second by Mr. Johnson. So if there's no other comments or questions relating to the renewal membership for Mrs. So, then we'll go ahead and call for the vote.
Madam Chair, this
Miss-
is Shadow.
Go ahead, Ms. Chado.
We also have another meeting, a regular scheduled meeting for December 16th. So at that time, we'll look at your resume or your letter of interest. So that's happening next week. Just so you know.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nadine. I'll go ahead and get it submitted via by the end of the week. I'll get that to you. Thank you very much. With that, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. Mrs. So votes in, well, Mrs. So is gonna abstain. So, Ms. Talabaga, Begay, how do you vote?
Just alcohol.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. With that, we have 2 governing board members in favor, 0 opposition, 1 abstention. So motion carries with 201. Yeah. Miss Nadine,
Yes?
I don't see the agenda.
Yeah, I had to close it really quick. Okay, oops. Why do I keep bringing that up? Hold on. I lost it. Hold on.
I think the next agenda was the annual compliance requirements.
Yes, that's what it was. But
Okay. All
me
right.
pull
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
okay, there it is. It's back up again. Sorry about that.
Okay, thank you very much. So, going down to item B, list of annual compliance requirements and performance framework and annual report. And that will be presented by Miss Nadine. Miss Nadine.
Okay, so you all know that we are now a state charter designated, and we were put in a state charter status on July 1st, 2024. We are going to be staying as a state charter until 2029 when we go up for reauthorization again. During the time that we were negotiating our contract with the Public Charter Division, we had a list of compliances that we were required to uphold, and it's a part of our performance framework. They do an annual report every year. So that has to have been done by October 1st. And of course, it wasn't done. We went through some turmoil with a couple of things that were happening. So now we have to make sure that that is a part of our agenda and we need to go through it. Right now, I'm going to stop sharing so I can find that form. There is a form that we have to review and make sure that we're following it. And then if we're not, we are also going to have to make corrections on it. We have to go through it, make sure that everything that we're doing within this compliance is being upheld. So let me share with you what I have right now in front of me. Whoops, where'd it go? It didn't come up. Oh, here it is. Okay. So can you guys see it now? Can you see it?
Can you enlarge that, Nadine?
Yeah, hold on. Let me
Thank
see.
you.
There we go. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the checklist that we had to go through. If you notice, it says transition checklist. This is the checklist that we went through when we went through negotiations. It talks about the bylaws, G1, it talks about current membership, talks about the finance committee, the audit committees, the conflict of interest policy and disclosures, nepotism policy and procedure, complaint policy and procedure, and the evaluation of the head administrator. These are the things that we had to go through when we first went through reauthorizations. Now we are having to switch over to a new form. Let me bring it up again. This one requires, it's a new form and it's called, let's see, I did have it up earlier. It's the compliances that we have to follow for the next school year. But we have to make sure that everything that is on there is current and correct. Let me see, hold on. Now it's not letting me share. Hold on. As a new board member, also, I just want to throw this out there too. For Mr. Johnson, you will have to create, we'll go through a couple of forms that specifies the your basically like an oath. You're going to be in charge of oversight as far as policies and finance, and of course the head administrator evaluation. So some of that paperwork we'll go through. Maybe we can set a time up where you can come to the school and I can go through it with you. Okay, this is the one that I need to share with you. Okay, can you see this? Can you make
Yes,
it bigger?
yes.
Okay. So here is where we fail to submit. We need to submit this. I know when the other board members were on, our secretary was working on this, but it didn't get completed. So the first thing is that we have to make sure that this happens. Let me take you to the site. So here is where we have to make sure that our annual compliance requirement for indicator C is approved. And that is the same form that I just showed you. All right. Also, when we go back, oops. So when we go back to the form, there's also a report that we have to look through. And the report is on this website. And that, as you can see, this is all on the public education department, but the annual reports are for the state charters are here. And if we go down, we'll go back down to look at Dream Dine, we're right here. This is our contract year, 2024 to 2029. And in our contract is everything that we're responsible for. According to this, we need to go through it and make sure that, again, we are in compliance with all the other requirements, and that everybody on the board is acknowledging it. And then we send the paperwork back. If there's something in here that is not quite right, that we are not quite sure about, that maybe we want to take a better look at, or make sure that it's happening. And then if it's not happening, we make a corrective action, and then we send it back through to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this contract to our board members, and you're going to review it on December 16th. We'll go back through it and see if you found anything that you're not understanding, or maybe, you have a question about it. We can go through it at that time. If you noticed on that form, let me find it again. If you notice on the form, oops, where is it? On the form at the bottom, it states, we have internally assessed the school's present compliance with the list of annual compliance requirements as follows. So to the best of our knowledge and belief, we are in compliance with the items listed except as set forth below. So if there's something there that that you feel like we're not in compliance with, we write it down in here, and we talk about how we're going to make the improvements. And then if we have any questions, the school board contact for questions will go in this area. And then we submit this back to the Public Charter Division, of course, with my signature and with the governing board chair present signature as well. This was supposed to have been done on September 30th. Of course, we are really super late on this, and we are going to be meeting with the Public Charter Division on Friday about this form. So this is something that I need everybody to look at and review: the contract, the performance framework contract, and then we have to look at we have to make sure that that we're all in agreement of what we need to change and what needs to be, what the action plan is to correct those actions. Does anybody have any questions? I know it's kind of like all over the place.
I don't have anything, Nadine, but I'm pretty sure that Mr. Johnson will have some additional questions. So you will be available throughout the week to answer any of those questions for him.
Okay. And Talaba, did you have any questions?
Diga.
Okay.
I actually can't see the screen. I'm kind of on a I can't see the screen because I'm on the phone call one. So, but once you send that, I'll look it over. But I was just listening to what you were saying, but I don't have any questions at this moment.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm also going to send you the checklist too, so that you can it'll help guide you as far as looking at the school contract, the Public Charter Division contract. So those two will be forthcoming, and then we can review it again on the 16th. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and submit this paperwork for the, no, I'm not going to submit this paper. I'm going to let them know that we're submitting this paperwork on the 16th. Questions?
Diga.
Okay. All right, I am done. I'll be sending this out to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nadine, for that information. And if you can send that out right away, then we'll be able to review that. And if there's any questions, we'll be able to reach out to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, let me go back to the agenda. Okay, can you see the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, going back to item B, there's no action item or action item on this particular requirements in the report at this time. we are gonna review it on Monday during our meeting, and then we'll make the final action and vote on it. So thank you again. Um, Going down to H, the next governing council meeting is scheduled for next Monday, December 16th.
Madam
And that
Chair?
yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't think we mentioned this earlier, but we do have a visitor on the call, Mr. Adam Begay. He was at the beginning of the meeting, and he is also a board candidate. So just letting you know. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you. I guess if Mr. Begay is still on the call. Um, um, we didn't add him to the agenda, so we can add him to the agenda for December 16th for a candidate to serve on the Dream Dinner council membership. And I guess we'll just go ahead and, if he's still on the call, if he wants to say something, um, we can go ahead and give him the floor at this time. Mr. Begay?
Thank you very much, Chair, President. So, and thank you, Director Shadow, and Governing Board of Council members. Thank you so much for the time and opportunity to be given to me this evening. I will make it short and sweet and simple. Yat-ish, edosh, dinant, anasa, shay. I'm John Begay, Yaniship. Ose touching the Nishlam, Bibotoni, Bashishin, Tanazin, Dashe, Ada, Ashin, Dashinella, that's Anines and Asha. Good evening, family and friends. I appreciate the time and opportunity to just make a formal introduction of myself. Yes, I have shared a letter of interest to be a member of the governing board council for the Dream Dine Charter School located here in the great community of Shiprock, New Mexico, where all the Natanis are developed and taught and lessons learned, and most importantly, make an impact upon the communities and the reservation. I'm very blessed to be able to been seeked out by members of who shared that I shall serve on the board of the council governing board. Simply the fact that I was one of the former CCSD, the Central Consolidated School District Board of Education, serving as the board president at the time in 2018. That that provided a support to joint agreement between the Dream Dine Charter School and Central Consolidated School District when there was a transition, and also to help sustain and accommodate the resources and accommodations to the students of Dream Dine Charter School. I really appreciate this time and opportunity, and I really hope that if the board would like to allow my name as a candidacy for the to fill the vacancy for the Dream Dine Charter Governing Council, I would appreciate that very much. And if not, I will continue to support in the utmost ways I can in my best abilities on a daily. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Begay, for the brief presentation. And we do apologize for not putting you on the agenda for tonight for a membership. So we will definitely add your name to the agenda for Monday's meeting. So thank you, Ado Kehe, for your interest on serving on the Dream Dine governing board. So again, my apologies for not adding you to the agenda, but we will, as indicated, we will put your name on the agenda for next week. So thank you. I don't get with that, going down to number H, our next governing council meeting is Monday, December 16th, 2024 at 6 o'clock. Closing comments. Do we have any closing comments from either staff member or new board member?
Madam Chair, we have
President-
some,
Madam in the chair.
Oh, sorry.
Madam Chair, we have Kirby and Mr. Johnson and Mr. Morris with closing comments.
Mr. Morris can go first. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Morris.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moore.
That's okay. Madam of the Chair, governing, I just want to acknowledge your effort and movement in the Government Council membership for our school. I know it's a challenge. Again, very appreciative on moving forward and positions filled as quickly as possible. And and just taking all these these individuals' consideration into to motion. It's not easy finding individuals who are interested in of course I'm part of the recruiting team for Dream Dine Charter School. And so it's always a challenge to try to get a plan in place for students, teachers, and now governing council leadership. So again, I just want to thank you, governing council members for moving forward and adding new governing council members to our group. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Morris. Mr. Johnson?
Mr. Johnson, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to give my humble thanks to the board members and everybody here. I look forward to working with all of you and to continue making Dream Dine one of the best charter schools out here in the northern reservation, and I look forward to helping you guys. And thank you so much for this great opportunity. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I always have a soft spot for education, especially for our native kids. And I just want to say thank you so much. This is a great deal to me, and I look forward to working with all of you. And I love to learn new things, so this will be a new avenue for me to go down. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for your closing comment. And again, welcome aboard. And we do look forward to working with you as well. And also, we do have a potential candidate, Mr. DeGay as well. Again, so thank you again. So at this time, I guess going back to the agenda, we have an adjournment.
President, so we did lose Talaba again. So
Yes, I just noticed that. So
I can make the motion, I guess, to adjourn.
okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for motioning to adjourn the meeting at 6:45, and I will second that as well. And with that, we have 2 in favor, or well, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. Mrs. So votes in favor. Mr. Johnson, how do you vote?
I vote in favor.
Okay, thank you. So we have 2 governing board members voting in favor to adjourn the meeting at 6:45 with 0 opposition, 0 abstentions. The motion carries with 2-0-0. Ado kehat nana ado Monday ko siya if it not be blessed. And so that concludes our meeting. Kehat.
Bye. Safe travels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Night, everyone.
Good night.